Wrong button. Oh, wrong button, sorry.
Wrong button?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Cool. I'll have a coffee.
All right, have a coffee.
Yeah.
As I was going to say, a long-time friend and fellow musician Peter Donovan down here at the other side of the table, and I take a trip up to Bill Taylor's place, which is where we are up the Riverland now, in South Australia's Riverland. This week we're celebrating our close friend Malcolm Hayes' posthumous 65th birthday. 65th. How are you, Pete?
Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to this.
Are you?
To spend some time with Al.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. Bill?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah. I'm still alive, unfortunately, like a poor mate. But we'll get there and see him someday, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Look, there's three of us.
There's the three of us,
The
yeah.
old Taylor Mansion. And,
Yeah, not quite a mansion, but anyway.
that's good.
This is where we go.
Bill's
So we're-
band shed.
Yeah, Bill's band shed. That's
shed.
pretty much what it is. You can see behind us. There's not much banding at the moment, but that's because I haven't had a colonoscopy for a while.
oh, goodness. I didn't think Colin was coming today.
No, I'm not sure about that.
You know, that's unfortunate. But I think, have you got it going in the background there, Peter?
Yeah, yes it is. Paint your name.
Paint Your Name. This was a song by Mal, written by Mal,
It is, yes.
played by
Us Bunch.
Us Bunch. Us Bunch being, it was Robert Landy on drums, and it was Peter Donovan on bass, and I played one of the guitars, and who was on piano? That was Phil Smith.
Yep.
Phil Smith, yeah, that's right. And who else did we have? Oh, and the vocalist. Who was the vocalist? Oh, that's right. It was Mal.
It was Mal.
Mal.
Yeah.
So
It's one of these things that now sort of pushed in anyone who was writing songs that the only way to get the idea of how we wanted to produce your song is that you had to sing it the way you would expect it to be played. And it really came out of the crunch. Finally, we asked Mel to play some of his songs. We had to get him behind the mic and actually sing it.
what easy.
No. Finally had to
Gunshine Man was a bit my shy as well. But,
You realise how difficult it was from the other
It
side
is.
of the microphone.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's never easy. Is it?
It was fun to do. It's nice to have a record of it. It's nice to be able to hear it.
Well, and there was others as well. Not just that one. There was the other one.
The other one is Gunshine.
Gunshine.
Show.
A bit later on. So yeah, quite the thing. You know, like I've got some pictures and all that sort of thing as well. And maybe talk to the fellas about what they used to do and what they're doing now. Which for some of us is quite a lot. Well,
Yeah, a little bit.
and Peter. And I get around. I like the technical side of things. This is where all of this comes from. I just like pressing buttons. Unfortunately, I can't press too many buttons at the moment. But yeah, so I've acquired all this equipment so we can do all of this and more in coming days, years, months, whatever. But so let's go to maybe Rob's will take one, so we'll do Peter first. And so what have you been up to and your thoughts about how things are going for you at the moment? Pete?
Yeah, well, it's been a while. I do miss my mate now, but there's been always times I'd like to be able to just rock in and catch up with him from time to time. I always found that Mal was always there and happy to accommodate you.
It was, yeah, absolutely.
But then it was also the times that we used to spend together as well. I'd always invite him along to some of the functions and gigs and things, and he really loved his art, loved his work. He was more at home in his studio than probably out doing live. But either way, he put a studio effort into every application that he applied himself
We
to.
did. Yeah.
What you can put up, Bill, let's put on,
Mhm.
we can throw these on the background, I reckon.
Right. All right. So we'll have us as a. We'll have number 4. So we'll go to number 4. And maybe we'll just chuck ourselves
Oh
up in
my
the corner
goodness.
there.
Oh, like straight in.
Straight over.
Yeah, right.
At least, you'll get most of it, so that's all right.
The band.
The band, yeah. Now, One Eye.
Studio.
Yeah, some of the good times in the studio.
Oh, not so much for now.
We might turn that off so we can actually see. And that was his 50th birthday.
Yes, it
That one.
was.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting.
It's in the studio, doing some session
And
or something. We did several projects in the studio, didn't we? Yes, we did.
Yeah. Cassie
Yep.
and the kids.
And the kids, yeah.
Yeah, more Mal and the kids. Chilling on the blade of grass. I knew he was on the grass.
Yeah, he's on the grass,
He's
wasn't
on the
he?
grass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's on the grass again.
Yeah.
Hey?
No escaping it.
Ah.
No escaping it.
And this is back in the early days when he was into racing and
Was that a Riggsy's, Pete?
Yeah, PWNW Riggs.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Mal in the
Yeah,
centre.
that was just around the corner from EMS.
That's Mal's.
That's his HD.
That's
HD.
Taylor Bender or
HD.
Oh, it's Adelaide.
That was
That was
AIR.
yeah, it was. It was Adelaide, yeah.
I'm not sure what that is.
We did
That's
that
That's
Peter.
back at my place.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on a cruise.
Well, that was on one of the ferries there at Sydney.
Oh, okay, yeah. And that's the dragster.
That's at
Yeah.
Lapthorne.
That's out the front of my
Or out the front
that's
of your
that's-
joint.
Yeah, that's Peter's. Yeah. That's a trophy.
Yes.
Oh, because he won
He won.
D
right?
Street, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Everyone else broke down and he won.
Yeah.
It was great. Consistency.
Yeah, and I remember that Vegemite jumper that I think your mum
Yeah,
knitted
my
for.
mum knitted that for him.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
It was
He
HD
loved
with
his
his
HD. He really did.
good old cars there.
Him and a good
Gavin
mate.
Pennell.
Yes.
Oh, Gav, yeah.
Yeah, that was
we go.
in his element.
The Wall
There
of
he is.
Infamy or something, was that called?
Yeah, the Wall of Infamy. That's right. Yeah. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway, it looks like he's enjoying it.
Houseboat Times.
Oh, that was Houseboat as well.
That was, yes. And there's another one, Houseboat with Ange,
Okay. Oh, Angie. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
friend of Sue.
Oh, yeah, that's yes. Yeah. And defection, that was his.
That was my youth.
That's your ute. Oh, okay, you had the ute. Yeah, okay. And that's
So
EMS. And yeah, Rob played there.
Worked there?
Worked
yeah, that's
there as well.
taken at EMS, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That was, I can't remember her name, took that. That's at Panthers Footy Club, that one,
Oh, yeah.
with the modes, that one. That's at Edward Street at my place in Brighton.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, it is, it's in the kitchen.
Okay.
That's in the surf shop.
That's the surf shop. Yeah,
Surf
surf and
shop.
ski.
In Marion, that's, we're back to Camden Park or something, aren't we? Clarence Garden.
Clarence Gardens.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
There we are.
That was a lot of work. Mal did that all by himself.
Yeah. He was very
All of
particular
those.
and meticulous
Yeah.
about things and would not let us get too involved.
Ah, that's right.
Except setting up your kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, there was a lot of stuff in that room, wasn't
There was too much stuff.
At
Not
that stage,
enough room for
we
humans.
just kept filling it up.
Oh, it did. Yeah.
Just kept filling
There
it
was
up.
no more room.
No.
Even had to get an extra desk.
It's
Yeah.
As if 48's not enough.
There we go, God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've come around.
We've come around. We've come around the corner.
Yeah.
There we are again. So anyway, now we've got Peter. How about Rob? Let's have a look. Previously done, what you're up to now and your thoughts on now.
Oh, previously done. I kind of did write a thing because I was talking about Glenn,
Oh, yeah.
who's kind of missing from this whole conversation, I suppose.
He is,
but
yeah.
long-time friend Glenn.
We can always
Kristoffer.
take it around his place.
We could.
Mm.
We could.
It's all portable.
It is all portable. But yeah, with the blog that I did, I went back a bit my first meeting with Glenn was in 1980. I'd seen and heard Red Eye, because his band Red Eye was playing at the Seacliff. And I saw them there a few times, and Mal started working with them. Remember? With Red Eye at the Seacliff, he was doing PA and started driving the truck. And then we started doing the PA thing with MGD Acoustics and going out and doing all the different bands around Adelaide, from the Alleys to the Modes to Vertical Hold.
Invisible Mendez, Minimum Chips.
That's it.
This House is Jumping, which then became This House because they didn't like my picture. That's another story.
Okay. There's lots of stories there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
There's plenty of bands that would probably know Mal's.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Alleys were actually the boys that were in the Rocker Brother ads.
Rocker Brother ads,
in that red car.
Yeah. Well, that's going back too.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing them, yeah. And I ended up joining the Modes through doing gigs with them, and we were using Mal's PA.
Great band too.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. It was fun to, get into that. And even pre that, we recorded a whole bunch of stuff, didn't we? At the Trade Centre. Well, we called it the GKB band, which is the Glenn Kristoffer band. GKB, and we recorded a lot of stuff. When you look at all those songs that we did in the studio at Mal's place, at Edith Street.
Straight down to 2-track.
Yeah, we originally did it.
And to Mal's credit, they actually came out all right too.
There was like 12, 13 songs.
Yeah.
That we did of that, which was good. I've got, you can't really see, but...
No. No, not.
But it's printed on a dot matrix printer. That's what I loved about it. It's the lyrics to Rocket, which...
that was last century, wasn't it?
1980. Yeah.
24 DPI.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's faded.
And I think they were.
Yeah, 24 DPI.
They sounded good. Every time it was
It's like a band of mosquitoes marching past your ear. But, we did. We always wanted to write songs, and we always created a lot of songs. I mean, I've been playing with Bill and Pete since school, since the 70s, haven't we? And,
70s, yeah. Early 70s, even.
It was. Yeah, it was like...
Well, pre-75, must be...
73.
73, 74. Before we finished school, I finished school in 74, and we were doing it then.
Yeah, really. Yeah, 75. And you had your house in the
South
shop.
Brighton?
Yeah, well, you were in South Brighton, but there was the shopping mile end.
That's right, yeah. Go there and jam, and in the backyard at Brighton.
We did, which we've got pictures of somewhere as well.
Yes, there is.
That was a Cooley's place.
And Cooley's place, those ones are,
Don Cool. Let us jam in his backyard one Saturday afternoon. We used to get the cops around to my place in Brighton all the time because we'd be too loud, and ended up knowing my first name. Rob, it's too loud, turn it down again. So that's how I got the cops.
Paint flakes off the ceiling.
Yeah, it used to fall. Wow.
Must have been loud. And that was only a 20-watt gold tone.
Yeah. How many times did we blow it up?
No, at least 2 that I know of, anyway.
Sick of taking it to the repair guy. Because we had everything going through it.
Yeah.
Bass, guitar and vocals.
Yeah.
All running through the 20-watt gold tone.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It struggled.
It did, yeah.
And they're worth money now.
They are, I've seen them advertised. Yeah.
I seen one for a couple of grand the other day.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They don't last people, they blow up.
No, that's right, yeah.
Don't waste your money.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. So, I went from the Modes, I moved to Melbourne, joined the Virgin Soldiers. Did all that with the
top of the charts. They topped the charts.
Not the metal chart, we did.
Yeah.
The album that we released went #1, which is good. The funny thing is, I was thinking about that with all the Soldier stuff, and I was talking to Pete on the drive up here today about that Mal helped me remix the EP and the album when we got the record deal with Laneway Music for all the digital platforms, and Laneway put it up. But all of those mixes that you hear, Mal did all of those. So every time you stream on Spotify, anything from the Virgin Soldiers, from the EP and the album. Mal did those. I mean, I worked with Mal on the live album, which is the 2019 album from Musicland. I did those mixes in the studio with him, and then I took them home and finished them off, took them back to him. He kind of went, yeah, that's good. And those mixes. So pretty much, you know, Mal was there at every phase from school all the way through to the Virgin Soldier stuff to this day. You know, you can hear his mixes on Spotify.
Okay.
Which is, it warms my heart to be able to say that, because as much as we all struggled, I think, our era, the digital revolution, and, you know, we did everything in analogue and on tape and in 2-track or with analogue gear. Now everything's in the digital realm, but we've got a presence there too, which is, you know, I think that's very good, because Mal always struggled with that, didn't he? Had a bit
I actually went to a seminar with him about analog versus digital, and it was on the cusp of it, you know, people accepting it and all that sort of thing, and, you know, there was the pros and cons, and we all know what that is now anyway, but it was interesting back then that, you know, all digital is not real, and, you know, all this sort of thing, and where analog is, yes, now it's just accepted, you know. But a lot of just the other day, and I can't remember who it was, that they were saying that digital is too perfect. This was his opinion. Digital was too perfect, and analog was wrong, but it was wrong in the right way, and it had these subharmonics and all these things happening to make it pleasurable to the ear, whereas digital becomes harsh. And that's how he explained it. And I sort of, you know, I'll take that on board. All right.
Yeah, I remember doing that at uni. In the sound course that I did at uni, one of the subjects we had to do was Christian Haynes, the lecturer, was saying about the difference between analogue and digital. He showed it, the square waves, and how the digital takes a grab of the top corner of the square of the wave, and that's what it gives you, and it's very, very harsh.
Yeah.
But what happens is, over the longer the period that we listen to digital music, our ears are accustomed to it.
Yeah.
With analogue, the waves like that, you've got all the inconsistencies in it, but you've got this warmth in there, and our ears get detuned to that. And we're now tuned to digital, so when you hear analogue, you can notice that sounds weird now compared with digital, because everything we listen to, whether it's Spotify in your car, on your phone.
Everything.
The difference when you hear, going back to the vinyl days, which is now resurrecting itself again now, it's just a bouncing needle over a wave. Its inconsistency creates that more real sound. It's almost like you are listening to a live version. Because when it goes digital, or even DAT tried to creep itself in there for a while, which was a recording to tape.
Yeah, digital audio tape.
It's like VHS and Beta, it comes and goes. So, but the vinyl allowed that more real sound. And I think that's why we're seeing it now resurrect itself. And bands are actually sometimes going back to that sort of tape recording as opposed to digital. So the analogue is coming back in.
It's a lot warmer, I think. But also, you know, you were talking about the 2-track thing, or we were talking about the 2-track thing that we did in the Trade Centre. We did everything live. Including vocals, you know, like the band played and we got all the levels, and Mal got the levels of us, but we played to each other to get those sounds. And like listening to that even through my phone, you know, these days, because I've got the YouTube clip of Rocket up on my YouTube channel. And you can hear the clarity and the air in what we did. It was in the tin shed.
Yeah, that's right, No.
If you go into high-level recording studios at that time with EMS with Mal, the 24-track tape.
Tape it was,
You cannot keep going over and over to get it right. You still have to do it live on 24 tracks. So the more you have to reproduce that, the worse the tape gets. And they're very critical of that. So music-wise, the musician would have to be on his best.
Yeah.
To be able to
That's
do it.
just how we learned to play, though. You didn't really get second chances.
No, yeah, that's exactly
I mean,
right.
the Soldiers EP and the album, I mean, every one of those drum takes bar one track, which is in Never Too Late, I did a drop-in for the second part of the song. But they're all first takes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every one of those album tracks is like, bang, done,
Yeah.
moving on, because it was
Next place.
expensive.
Yeah.
I knew the songs, we played them a million times live. So yeah, you just knew your stuff and you went in there and you didn't waste money. You did your sound check, got everything right, got your sound, bang, and you just went through all the tracks one by one by one. There was
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
no overdubs.
No.
The something I appreciate with Mao is that the ability for him to interpret the goal at the end of the expected outcome of the tape recording, because he had to go through those early years and even to his own studio on an 8-track reel-to-reel.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
You can't get the whole band on an 8-track unless you're doing them live. So Mao, as I was saying in the car coming up, that it bounced down. Like he'd record 6 or 7 tracks.
Yeah.
Might have
The
a
6
sync
tracks.
track,
Yeah.
a sync, and then
Yeah.
and then
And then bounce them onto
bounce
two.
that down so he can add the rest of the instruments in.
So you can have another 6. Yeah.
And that was not an easy tape
No,
to
that's-
do.
that's
and
hard.
Mao had this knack
Mm.
to be able to put it all together,
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
and just blew me away when I hear the product at the end.
Crazy,
It was
yeah.
something that I haven't seen done elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think for all of us, to have worked through all of that and experienced all of that, it's been pretty special because not a lot of people get to do that. So.
And Mao was self-taught. He didn't go through any schooling or anything through it at all. It was just a passion that he had, but he knew what was required to make it.
Yeah, and I mean, but at EMS, because I worked at EMS in a different department, but I mean, it was on-the-job training with, Graham Morfitt, and, Peter Brooks. I mean, Peter Brooks wrote the syllabus for the sound course at the University of Adelaide. This was all pre that. So Mao had great teachers, but he was also very industrious.
Yeah.
And he absorbed information really well. I mean, he was like that at school.
Yeah.
He was pretty smart.
He
Probably
was.
a little bit too smart at times, but
Cheeky bugger.
he was cheeky. Yeah, but that was good. He had a good brain.
So one thing that he did do was when he bought a new piece of equipment, he wouldn't even turn it on until he'd read the manual.
He did.
Yeah,
RTFM.
That was like,
It's
turn it on now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it on. Let's have a look. No. I'll read this.
How many people to this day get a new piece of equipment and read the manual before they even touch it?
I don't think anything I've bought, even all this equipment, has a manual that I know of. It's just packaging with writing on it.
Well, the manual's digital now. If you want the manual,
Yeah, I know. Well, the
you've got to
Zoom
click
was.
the button, download.
Yeah.
You Google.
Yeah.
Google, yeah. Hey, Google, how do you operate this? Give me a minute.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
But,
No, yeah, it is like that these days. Even this thing, what the video that we're watching now, the unit I bought didn't come with a manual, and I, worked it out as you do. But you can download these manuals and read further into it, and there's probably a lot of things it does that I don't know. But I'm happy with what I got at the moment, and one day I might read it
one day you might.
on the toilet or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, there's always all these forums, isn't there, of everybody that's using
Yeah,
gear.
well,
That can be a rabbit hole of
I've
self-destruction too, I think.
I've used the forums for that Zoom L20 that I got.
Yeah.
How do you do this and how do you do that, and they're quite good. Probably better than manual. In fact, one of the things that it does that is not in the manual, because I did eventually read the manual, is that you could transfer the settings for one fallback to another fallback so that they're both the same. So, and it doesn't say that in the manual. So in other words, if you want that one to be there as well, you just hold it down until it flashes, then you press the other one and bang.
You sort of worked out yourself? Or
No, it was on, you know, forum. Yeah.
So here's the other thing too, is that we've grown up in an environment that has been given us much better opportunities of research.
Yeah.
You know, things like that, would have had to play with it and work that out. But it'd be nice to put it on a group chat or forum that we can access.
Yeah, yeah.
None of us had that ability
That's
20,
right, yeah.
30 years ago or so, and you had to learn that yourself.
Well, and you think to yourself, you know, I wonder what happens if you hold this button down for a few minutes, or, you know, oh, it's flashing. Oh, I wonder what happens. And then, you know, you get it from there. And I mean, I could probably do that with it. I won't at the moment. But, it might all just mushroom cloud, you know. But cheers anyway.
That's it.
Nice knowing you.
I've got to show you.
Yeah, so
I'm going to put up, if I can find it here, picture.
we've got the audio tech this side and the audio mixer this side and the video mixer down the middle.
Let's throw that one up.
Okay, okay, let's see now. Bang. Oh, that's Ginger Megs.
Ginger Megs was
Ginger Megs.
Mal's cat.
Yeah.
I was going to say love of his life.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, your pets are, aren't they?
no, well, they are.
They
Yeah.
are. Megs was a real character, and I think Megs ran the studio.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And us.
Yep. And us. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get anywhere near Megs without a confrontation.
Yeah.
Going on.
Well, the head was all right, but anywhere past the neck and you Swiss cheese, you know, like that was bad. And hurt too. And once it latched on, it didn't let go for quite a while. You had to basically relax and hold it there until it decided that it was going
See if I
to.
can find another one. So, you want to just bear with me.
Hello there.
Hello.
We're back.
There we go.
Look at
The
that.
bird.
Turdy birdie.
Turdy
I
birdie.
thought it was one of the bands we did at the uni bar.
Yeah. And that wasn't a punk band or something?
That was the pre-punk era.
Pre-punk era. Oh, that's right.
Just to do,
Yeah, just to bob up and down, but
That's it.
I could probably put a bit.
He was
of
an
this on
animal
there.
lover, wasn't he? Yes.
He was, yeah.
and I think Mal needed that because being himself on his own and that, the animals were something that just sort of gave him that comfort
Well, that's right. Yeah.
when we weren't there.
That's right, yeah.
Or he gets sick of us in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't really go out that much, did he? You know?
No, but that was, Mal was okay with that.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He wouldn't not stop, like if we invited Mal somewhere to go, if it was a band or a dinner or like we got him on houseboat a couple of times.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
You know,
But,
he was happy
not
to
a great
do
deal.
that, but he wouldn't go out of his way to, I'm going to go to the movies or
No, that's
go
right.
to
Yeah.
the city or something,
He-
unless there was a purpose.
He wasn't much of a visitor. Everybody would visit him, basically, yeah.
But as I said, you know, you could, I'll pop into Mal's, and he was there.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Yeah, I did when I was teaching at Cabra. It was just around the corner.
Yeah.
And I used to go and decompress after a day of, oh my God, I'm teaching all these kids and they're driving me batshit.
Oh, yeah, Cabra.
Which would happen.
He did a few shows for Cabra, didn't he?
I did some drum shows, yeah. The concerts that we put on.
Yeah.
And he did, yeah, lots of my end of year concerts.
Incidentally, that show that you did it, you know, when you do your end of year drum show, that we came along and I videoed and all that sort of thing, that I never got the video show to you for a couple of years after that. But anyway, I eventually did.
Finally got there.
Was there any content in there usable? Or?
I've watched through it
Yeah.
a few times and there is, yes.
There is, okay.
Just the editing process of grabbing it, lifting it,
Yeah, and putting it
Putting
in there
it-
is it's a problem, yeah.
editing
yeah.
it. It just takes a lot
Yeah.
of time. I mean, you know, I spent all that time with my book and the website that, you know, like Pete designed and we worked on and we put up, and, you know, the Rob's Drum Shed website, like all of those tracks, there's over 52 lessons on that.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
And I filmed all of those tracks in Guest Song Studio. Mal recorded them all.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And having to do all the takes. And that was really focused and it was hard work, but each one of those lessons, you can put it up if you want to flash it in there, yeah, look at that. Each one of those lessons that's on my website there, I mean, Danny Leo, there's a copy of my book down the bottom there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I worked it out to do a clip and edit it. It was about 5 hours work, right? And if you look at, I know there's at least 40 clips on the website at 5 hours work per clip,
Yeah.
right? And then there's the time that Pete spent doing the back end and getting the design like that and running through what it's going to look like and the upkeep on it and the maintenance that yourself and Trevor do to the hosting all that. They're all big jobs.
But isn't that the same with anything we do? It doesn't matter if it's in a trade or any works that you come up with.
Yeah.
You've always, the preparation, you do all the preparation right, spend your time with it. The end picture is just like a small amount of it all.
It is, yeah. I mean, I had a lesson last night, going through, because there's 3 syllables on the website. But anyway, I was going through Virgin Soldier songs because we've got some gigs coming up later in the year. And I transcribed those songs into my book and they're on the website and there's a play along with them. But from recording the songs in the 80s, and I did that the same thing with my thesis at uni with the GKB stuff. I transcribed it. I mean, I remember ringing Bill and sending him a clip and getting him to work out what the notes were in the start of... why do I keep calling it Rocket? It's not Rocket anymore.
But that's what it was.
That's what it was called.
Yeah.
But,
Roadhouse.
Roadhound. That's right, Roadhound.
Mal's is Paint Your Wagon.
Paint your name. There's Nico McBrain there in the bottom from Iron Maiden. That's good. It's a great one. But it takes, there's so much preparation and so much time. That's the World Cup, the Aussies won that year.
And I mean, now time is critical, isn't it? Because we have so much in our lives that you've got to try to make things fit. And you really shouldn't compromise on that. So you're probably right in saying that, yes, there was work to do to make this video, that I best not even start until I'm ready to spend time at it.
Yeah.
And that's where it's awkward, because we now have to pick those moments. Where on Mal's behalf, Mal was really dedicated to his work, and he would make that time. And it would take him yonks to do things right. I mean, I remember doing a lot of band practices. Bill and I have Sudden Comfort in the studio there, and he was happy for us to practice there because he wanted to practice.
That's right, you get to use the gear.
So every now and then we'd come up and he'd say, oh look, I've recorded this, and we didn't know he was doing it in the background.
But he did that with most of the rehearsals that we did. When I'm saying about the book, because recording all that, I mean, he used to climb up on the ladder to put the camera and get the camera angle right on the drum kit, and he would stand up there and press the go button and then run into the control room by the time I do the tape, so I could get the mix right. And you look, as I said, there's like 40 videos and clips and backing tracks and things that he mixed and recorded and we put together in that book. And that's that was years of work.
So as a sound engineer, they've got all that work behind them to do. The end picture that they're trying to achieve, there's so many more hours that have to be performed before they even get to that point.
Do you think that's lost?
I think so.
Today?
Because there's so much, not saying that this is bad, but there's so much easy equipment to do the job for you.
Well, no, it's not that easy.
And now even more, if we think of how AI is coming into things, you were saying, Rob, that you put up one of your songs to just see how it would come back.
Yeah.
And it does a good job.
It does, yeah, it does.
So where does that leave us?
Well, I think of it as a tool as long as we don't let it replace us and you use it to go, oh, wow, because if you're not running out of ideas or you want a different sort of idea, but AI is just based on everything that humans have done anyway, so it's just drawing on a database of things that have been done before which were created by humans, so it's essentially just picking out bits of humans, throwing them together and go, bang, here it is.
Yeah.
So it's not really anything but
You're probably
a
right.
mix master going, oh, there you go, it's that sort of style, blah, 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 and the lyrics are over the top. It's still human involvement. If there was no human involvement, AI wouldn't exist or wouldn't be creating anything.
That's right, yeah.
But I think that when
Need the base to learn.
We've all written songs, and we all have it in our head of how we think it might go. It's not always that you have the whole picture, the whole piece. You bring it to your colleagues, you sit down and off you go, and then all of a sudden, little light bulbs go off.
They do,
Wow, that sounds all right. But it wasn't your influence, it was your other colleagues or other musicians that come up with, I didn't even think of that, but I like that.
I mean, being a drummer for me was difficult because I've got a limited ability on guitar, and I'll bring a song to Bill or yourself, and Bill, great with guitar ideas because he's such a great guitar player. And I don't say that lightly, you know, it's a true story. Bill's always been such a phenomenal guitar player.
No strings attached.
Because you've always had a natural aptitude for it. I mean, where did all that come from? Uncle Ian or?
Uncle Ian,
you know?
Uncle Ian.
Yeah. That's how I remember it for you, because you could always play the guitar.
But that interpretation of that, Bill's listening to what you're presenting, and he's interpreting how he feels he would like that to happen.
Same as the
and
bass,
I think that's how everyone puts that piece together.
It is, yeah. I mean,
but you've got to have a basis to get it going. Not a basis as a bass.
you had to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's right, that one.
No, but the idea is, but I think the beauty of writing music, and especially between the three of us over the years, the combining of ideas of different stop-starts going into a verse or a chorus. What is that song where it's Paint Your Name? Pete's calling out...
Paint your wagon.
Pete's calling out verse, chorus, and you can hear it because it hasn't been taken out of the mix. You can hear Pete telling us where to do the changes, you know. I love that organic approach to it. I was thinking,
it's hilarious.
nothing wrong. One of mine, we actually do that in the Grouse. I mean, Bill wrote the guitar parts for that. We recorded
yeah.
You know, Pete did the bass parts, and I did rough keyboard parts and things like that, and put a vocal over the top. And the other one, Ode to Travis, that's you.
Yeah.
Playing all those guitar things on there, and we were playing with a harmonizer with that. Remember you had the harmonizer?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Vocal tracks on that, you know. So
yeah, it's another thing that I keep forgetting about, sitting in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, Roadhouse, I think, is a good collaboration of all of us.
Yeah.
That
was actually
had their own
good.
little bit and piece in it, and it's so abstract in its that it makes it collaborative. And I was impressed at how that came together. And you've presented that a few times. And it's it's definitely a one-off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I actually enjoy listening to that. You know, remembering how do we? Oh, that's right. I remember that bit. You know.
I wrote about it in here. The MGD Acoustics, they moved to Richmond until late 1989, blah, 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 blah. The company went out of business in 1899. Bit of history there. The equipment was moved to Edith Street, Clarence Gardens. Glenn and Mal ran the studio, did heaps and heaps of bands and blah, 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 blah. But the song Reach Out...
Yeah, Reach Out, yep.
...was a rock song that evaluates... This is Glenn's words, his summary of it, a rock song that evaluates the experiences of two lost souls in a time when writers and artists were struggling with violent political turmoil. Kristoffer comments about the style of writing he used and that it was written to portray the artist's struggle, emphasising the confusion and self-doubt of who you were and trying to find a path forward. But unable to connect with each other, this was written in the context of Vietnam War, LSD experimentation, marijuana usage, having children in an uncertain time and not being able to reach out and connect. but to remain lost forever to each other. I mean, we all played Reach Out. I mean, we did a version of it in
Done several,
the Trade Centre, and you recorded it with the Silver Bullets, which is the CD that you guys recorded. I think that was in the 80s, wasn't it? Because I was in Melbourne for that time. And then I'd say here about the song Rocket, Mal wrote the lyrics for. We renamed it to the Roadhound for the GKB demo release in 82. It tells the story of driving to gigs, loading and unloading from the truck all our equipment, which consisted of a double four-way PA system. And speakers are down there, that's right, aren't they?
Right about
All the way down there.
there somewhere. There.
Yeah, and the
hard to
verse
see.
emphasises the harsh conditions involved. We had a 5-ton truck, which was, what was the red truck?
It was an international.
Terror.
The Red Terror.
International,
It was
yeah.
an international 5-ton truck. So there's limousines and floorboards for a bed, because most of the time we'd finish up sleeping anywhere.
Yeah.
And it includes a somewhat poignant line: bust your ass to earn a crust, got to play the game or don't get fed, you're going to be a rich man when you're dead. You know what I mean?
That's still sits
Sounds like a
today.
musician.
It does,
Done
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's how the music industry has never really gained momentum
But, yeah.
unless you're a Taylor Swift or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fighters or someone.
the corporate end of it that very few get to get through, but you know. I read this out of Mal's eulogy, and I read these words, and Glenn came up to me after, and he said, it was a bit of history about how it panned out for us. If you listen to the words in the song, it's your story, which I think is fabulous, you know, like, and I think, you know, the way Glenn sings on that too, I've had a few comments on the YouTube channel when they actually listen to Roadhound, they go, who is this guy singing?
Yeah.
You know, and like Glenn was such a great singer,
He was.
and a terrific musician. He was always wonderfully encouraging to us, and
Good writer.
supportive, great writer.
Yeah.
And you kind of forget the guy was a rock star in the early 70s. You know, like his band Timepiece was massive
Weird, isn't it?
in Sydney, and you know they sold a lot through London, and they've done re-releases. I know I've spoken to Glenn about that. So it's really fortunate to have the record of history, the ability to be able to write songs together, which we did, and to have that sort of lyrical time stamp from, you know, Mal's perspective, and it's still relative today. So, you know,
Yes.
yeah, that's really special. It's really good to be able to do that.
I was appreciative of being a part of
All of that.
this
Yeah.
altogether, you know, because I reckon that's helped influence me and keep me on my track to want to continue being in this love of this field.
Yeah, yeah. And we're still doing it. We're still here.
Yeah.
You know.
Still doing it. Yeah.
65?
Bill and I have been in a band, Southern Comfort, for 30 odd years.
Yeah. Close to 30 years there.
And that's
Still
not
so
easy to
yeah.
do in bands.
No.
It's finding that happy medium between a group of people, and it is a team effort and teamwork. We have our ups and downs,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
but what we enjoy is that we love that ability to play, and the idea of being out there and doing it. And Mal was a part of that.
Part of that as well.
He
Yeah.
was on the end of it,
Yep.
where he'd be doing the engineering for the bands, and I think he really got a kick out of being that producer every time that he got to sit behind any
The
band.
desk. Yeah.
I remember the times of Front Page.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That was an interesting opening and a couple of good strong weeks there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Mal's system and his effort and empathy, how he put that together,
Sure.
was just awesome.
Extreme,
And I was
yeah.
just so rapt that I was a part of that, and to see that all go. It's a pity Front Page fell apart because I don't think we have a good enough venue here. You know, the Bridgeway, maybe the Gov.
The Gov. Yeah.
But
Well, the Bridgeway's on its way out.
yeah, but
Yeah.
this is the problem I think we're losing. The bands of today have to struggle with limited areas in pubs and scenes now to be able to present themselves effectively. Large bands are going.
Oh,
everyone uses digital equipment to have support systems, so you get like a duo or something, and they've got all the drums and the bass and keyboards happening all behind it and that. Look, I don't mind that, that's okay, but when I go to see a band, I want to see a real band. And I appreciate that. I go to not a lot of gigs, I'd like to, that you can afford to go to.
Yeah, they're expensive.
But when you do see these big events going on, all the work and effort to go in the background to make them as they are, it's just mind blowing, because it can't be cheap, and it would be a lot of work for someone to do.
It's all a lot of work. That's the biggest problem is, no, it's not a problem, but the biggest thing about being in a band is and the audience doesn't realise what goes on before and after the show.
No.
You know, they think, oh, there's a show. Oh, yeah, we'll go and see the next show, and we'll go see the next show, and the hours.
Someone's up there for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, and big concerts could be 2 or 3 days. You know?
Yeah, but there's all that work prior it. Yeah.
And when I do go and see a big concert or something, you know, significant, like a Pink Floyd show, which I've never been to, but that sort of thing, I enjoy the show, but I also think about the hours of set up and pull down that all of these unrecognised people have to go through for this artist to do what they do, you know.
We're conscious of it because
We're
we've
conscious
been
of
there.
it, yeah, we've been there.
And
Had
we
to
have
do
to
it.
do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when we were at lunch before, and you were talking about just how it is with in-ear monitors and you know, people's fallback mixes and things like that. I mean, I'm grateful because I know it. Well, the last gig I did about a couple of weeks ago with the Grouse at the Port Navy Club. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have our front of house guy from the 80s, Tom Westerholm, and Tony Daly doing stage for us. It's like I've got my old crew back, but gigs like that are rare, where I've got a front of house guy, my own foldback mix, and a stage guy. Whereas I never took it for granted, but that was the production we always had. We always had our own PA.
Yep.
We had our own crew. I had a full monitor mix with a monitor engineer. That's what Tony Daly did. He was the monitor engineer. We had a front of house. We had and we did that for years. And that was what gigs were. Now I listen to, the young guys at work, and the not so young guys at work, and what they have to do on a week-to-week basis, and the gigs that they do and how they do it. And a lot of the bands are sharing equipment. They all use the same backline. I don't know how any of them get to sound different to anyone else if they're using all the same gear through the same system, and it's not personal anymore. It's just it's like pop out music.
Yeah. Next, please.
Yeah, it is. It's just
And
this
then when we
production.
come down to the person that might be behind the desk, the engineer, if it's the same engineer for the whole night,
It's not going to change.
no, because
Yeah.
an engineer becomes part of that band.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we used to many years ago have a
Ben.
guy, Ben, that used to be our soundie for the band.
Yeah.
And he had a unique sound. I quite liked him because he was an ex-bass player, so he'd always look after me. But I think from that, you then become that extra musician of the band, because the band has their own sound and that, but the person out the front is delivering the way they want to hear,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
hoping that they're going to, do
And
the
Ben was
right
very
thing.
good at that. Actually, he was
Yeah.
pretty
And
good.
Ben was, and Mal quite appreciated that too. But if he doesn't know the band, that comes up there, the old days of the Flinders Tavern and gear like that.
Yeah.
There might be 2 bands on or 3 bands.
Yeah, he's got to
and
do that,
each
all of
week
them,
someone different. And
Well, every
everything
now
else.
and then
you're
they'd have their own,
treating
yeah.
it. I think you have to compromise and be a little bit careful of how you're presenting the actual sound. But if he didn't know that, the lead guitarist is going to go off at this part, he'd be able to drive that and run that accordingly, and might put effect and things like that. But if you don't know the band, you just let it happen.
Yeah.
And that's what you were saying, Rob, that if you're having these things that are just ongoing, nothing changes.
Same PA,
It
same
doesn't sound
background,
any
same
different.
engineer, yeah. I mean, Mal always, and we always considered him part of the band.
Yes.
He was always at band practices. I mean, he wrote lyrics, for God's sake. And, you know,
But he got to know us and got to know the music
That's right.
and our style.
Yeah, yeah. So when he mix it, it was part of his, you know, our sound, his sound.
So I think we were pretty lucky to have a calibre of Mal.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Our last gig that we had with Mal, unfortunately, was at the British
Workmen's
Workers Club.
Yeah, which you don't.
And Mal came along and did the gig there for us. He did a side mix. He's not a fan of side mixes. I don't think anyone is.
No, not really.
Horrible.
But he did such an awesome job. He got people in their 80s up dancing to small things.
Yeah, all the small things. And they were, you know, doing the waltz.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
No, that can't be the band. It's got to be Mal.
Blink 182.
Yeah.
Blink 182.
I know. That was weird.
But the other
But again,
thing
here's
is,
the other thing, that the people on the other end of the stick, if the sound is good and it's all working well, there's no reason why you can't enjoy yourself as a...
but
you know,
the other
person
credit
that's
to
trying
Mal
to
is that he walked in with a strange desk and all that. He used our PA.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
So he wasn't even using the gear that he's familiar with. He just rocked in, made it work, and bang, it worked out. You know? And that was his best. But as you were saying about the other band, you know, like, you know, being part of the band and all that sort of thing, he did go like the Alleys and all of these people multiple times, minimum chips, all that. Vertical hold, all of those things. He even did, he told me once, and I chose not to believe it, but he reckons that down at the amphitheatre, he did one of those boy bands like High Five or something like that.
Okay.
And then they, you know, before they were famous, and then they went on to be famous. And he said, oh, we did them at the amphitheatre. I'm not sure if it was High Five or not, but anyway, it was one of them. And it's like, oh, okay.
But
I
there's
don't remember that one.
another good venue, the amphitheatre that used to be played in the summertime, and always people, the crowd, would always be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I
Prince.
did the amphitheatre a couple of times with Mal's system once, and I think with our system once.
That's right, yeah.
I remember before I joined the Modes, Mal did the Battle of the Bands at Apollo Stadium, and he mixed the Alleys, and they won their section, and he mixed the Modes, and they won their section. You know, and I think what people were hearing out the front would have had a lot to do with, I mean, they were great bands, both of those bands, the Alleys and the Modes, but what the crowd's hearing, you know, Mal had, and I remember he came home and he was beaming, because they'd won, you know, and Molly's up there and he's going, oh, future of, you know, rock and roll, blah, 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 you know, Adelaide's such a great musical town, which it is. But yeah, there's that essence, I think, I don't know whether there's a lot of engineers like that. I don't know, you know, Tom and Tony are still around because I worked with them last week, but yeah, I'm sort of, they're bygone eras now, you know, and that whole system that we had of playing in bands and how we wrote music and how we did our family thing with what we did with the band, you know.
Incidentally, the Navy Club, did they supply their own PA or you?
Yeah, they've got Peter Kostiff. It's his gear. He had a gig at the Station Hotel, I think it was, called in Port Adelaide, and then that didn't work out. So he pulled all the gear out, and they got together with the people from the Navy Club. So they put the system in there, and Tom, they needed an engineer because the engineer, I can't remember the story, Peter just told it to me last week and I forgot. But anyway, Tom Westerholm finished up doing the PA in there. And as I said, I toured with him for years in the 80s. And he knows his gear and he's a great engineer and it's good gear, it's current gear, it's digital. You know, Tom walks around with an iPad, mixing the band from out the front, which still makes me go, but, you know. So yeah, that's a good room. I mean, that's...
It looks like a good room. Well, we went in there and saw Rob setting up. And I wanted to stay, but we had to get home. So.
And we always...
But this is the other problem that occurs when you go into venues like that they've got their own equipment, own gear. It's like being a musician, you like to have your own equipment and you know how it works and what its ability is and what you expect from it. When you walk into something that you don't know, it's almost like a lost comfort zone because
which unsettles you.
It does, because
During the gig.
you're not the person at the other end listening to it, so you're hoping that the guy behind the desk is doing the right thing. So sometimes you have to be very careful that when you do go to gigs and see these bands, that don't write off the band immediately. It might be the guy behind the desk has just messed with them and made a big difference, or the equipment's not up to scratch.
But that plays on the musician's psyche when you're playing the music. You know, if you're having an issue,
Of course it does.
sound-wise, or you're worried about something, the drummer's too loud, or never, drummer too loud.
I always get the basses too loud.
But that's the
That's
thing.
why I-
We had a customer in the shop the other day, and he said, you know, it was over when they put a volume control on the drummer, and I'd never really thought about that statement, but I was behind the counter going, that's the era we're in now because of electronic drums and triggering.
Yes.
And, you know, we don't sell as many acoustic drum kits as electronic kits because you can turn the drums down now. Yeah, no, miles more electronic drum kits than acoustic.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a new one on me.
But that's where I do agree with you in some way, Rob, because this is what people are wanting out there. The more bands are out there are background music now.
And it's wallpaper.
So that's what they want to do. Oh no, we've got to turn you down. We did a gig once where we were asked to turn down. Yeah, we turned down, but Ray, an acoustic kit, you can't turn him down.
Turn him down.
So then they were complaining that it's way too loud, and I said, well, you can't turn that guy down.
Remind you of that gig we did at the nursing home in Glenelg when we were kids?
I've told that story, yeah. Where they said, "Oh, can you just stop the drummer?"
we got booked to do a nursing home gig
Just
and we were
stop
like 14.
That was in Glenelg.
I get complaints then. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, right.
Glenelg, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a pity though, and that again
I
I
told
think
someone
comes
that the
back
other
to
day.
that the person sitting down appreciating the music or listening to it doesn't understand that part. Then an acoustic kit is a certain level, and to make things sit nicely around it, that's where the guy behind the desk has to make that happy balance. Now, if you want to have better control over it, you normally start miking up some of the kit so that you can get better sounds.
Well, that's right,
better
yeah.
Well, it's
quality,
always
feel
called
like
sound
that.
reinforcement.
Well, yes, it is, yeah.
You know, because the bigger
That's
the
what it is.
rooms, of, you know, and
The louder you got to be.
I'm thinking about Thorpe, because we used to do a lot of Thorpe songs, but he was the one that
It was loud.
saw an opening for bands in the 70s in the pubs in Melbourne. He saw these massive pubs. They were called beer barns, right? And he put a band in there and he said everyone was just that tanked anyway. He started to put enough equipment in there that would overpower the crowd. So he put in stacks of, well, say Marshalls.
Four-ways,
They weren't
whatever.
Marshalls, but yeah, double four-ways, quad four-ways, and just be so loud that he would beat the crowd into submission. They would have to listen to the band.
Yeah.
And it was no longer the crowd controlling it. And so that created a style of music which is pub rock.
Yeah.
And, you know, Thorpe also introduced the door deal where the pub said, oh, we're going to take this, we're going to take that. He said, no, you take the bar, we'll put someone on the door, we take all the door, and if you make over X amount on the bar, we get a percentage of that as well.
Wow.
That's the deal. We'll fill the room
Yeah.
because of the ticket prices, and that's where the door deal came from. That was a Billy Thorpe thing, which is,
Okay.
you know, how many years did we do that? We take the door, you get someone on the door,
Yeah.
and, you know, the pub gets the takings from
So
the
that's
bar.
where they come from.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
The door deal, yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, in my research, I got it out of Billy Thorpe's section of, what book was it? Might have been Chuggy's book. I don't know. Someone's.
Okay.
I can't remember the book now. I should be able to remember that, but I can't. But yeah, I was fascinated by it because, you know, when I say about that gig that we did at the nursing home when we were playing with Andrew Wyman and his brothers and yourself, I mean, they were all into Billy Thorpe. We were all into the 12-bar thing, you know,
Yep,
with the
yep.
Stones and all that sort of stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, we were sort of learning from that era of 70s musician ourselves.
Yeah.
And we got to experience pub gigs and pubs and being loud and being able to go in and basically overpower a room
Yeah.
and be the centre of attention.
Yes.
Now, as you said, we're just wallpaper in the corner and you can turn the drums down,
Yeah.
you know.
Or
But
turn the whole band down.
you can.
Yeah.
Just you go over there by the video screen while the
Yeah.
footy's on and you just don't, interrupt the punters watching the
Yeah,
football.
that's
It's
just
like,
football's
yeah.
on the screen. Yeah.
That's shocking.
and make sure we play songs that we know.
Yeah.
We don't want people leaving. It's like, what? Because there's hearing something different that could be good.
Incidentally, being a drummer, how much do you have to pay for an electronic drum kit to make it feel anywhere near what a acoustic kit is?
Or,
Or is it possible at all?
no electronic drum kit feels like an acoustic kit.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but they have got a lot
They
better.
got better. Yeah.
I mean, they've got the mesh heads, which is
Yes.
what I was showing you. I've got mesh heads on my kit
Mm.
at home with triggers on it, mainly because the neighbours had just lost their minds about me being too loud, which, drummers are loud, and
Yeah,
if you
that's
play
it,
at
yeah.
home, neighbours get upset because everyone's living on top of each other, and since COVID, everyone started to work from home, and
Oh, okay.
people will be home working during the day, and like if you practice during the day, it can upset. I'm working. Yeah, well, so am I. I'm teaching, but an electronic drum kit does not
It's just a
feel like
different
an
animal.
acoustic kit at all.
No.
Okay.
Ray's not a fan of playing
Ray's not, no. Probably
being
most
a
drummers aren't.
drummer, and I mean, I know being a musician, with this recent band that just fell apart, I used to go to the guy's place because he had a 5-string bass there to play.
Oh,
And
it's just,
I
okay.
thought, I'm more than happy, I'll try it and that. And look, I did, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
You've got your own personal instrument that's your bee's knees. And I've got a few basses, but I love my Ibanez Red.
The red one, yeah, the original
The
one.
original.
Which is actually transformed from a PVT-40.
Yes,
That was
yeah.
your original bass, wasn't it? T40.
Oh, well, no,
No,
EB1 or something.
I'm an EB.
EB1,
Red.
two?
One.
One, yeah.
See, I think because I've been there during the 80s when electronic drums first came out, when I was working at Brash's in Melbourne.
They're pretty rank then.
I had a Simmons kit.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of Soldiers tracks that they're on Spotify now, Good and the Bad.
Okay.
And the other one is Junkie's Paradise. Now, I've got my Simmons STS7 in that, which I used in the studio. Bruce Johnson, the engineer from Oasis, owned the jam tent at that stage before he went on the road and became Johnson Audio, which is the big Australian audio company. But he recorded that, another great engineer. But I used to use those Simmons drums live with the Soldiers, and they were horrible. It was like playing on that. Sorry, just...
Yeah, that's right.
but that's what it felt like. But you couldn't get a balance between that through your monitor system and an acoustic drum and how it felt through your
Yeah,
monitors. I could
that's
never
it.
get that balance right.
No.
I don't know how Rob Hurst from the Oils did it for years.
Oh, he did it,
Because
yeah.
he had the same. Well, he had the Simmons SDS5s, which are like the white pads with the hard
Was that
plastic.
the hexagonal?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
okay.
I had. The red ones, the
yeah.
SDS7, which is the ones where they had the rubber over the top of the wood.
Right.
And then Roland came out and they had rubber pads, and then Yamaha and Pearl, and everyone tried to do it. But now we've got in the shop, we've got the Piece de Resistance Roland kits, the V series, which they're called.
And that $18,000 kit I saw the
Well,
other
that
day.
one is a DW, because it's another thing. That DW are the biggest drum company in the world, American made still. They've got bought out by Roland, so they've combined with $10,000 acoustic drum kits, and they put like an $8,000 electronic drum kit with them,
wow.
and they've made a $19,000 drum kit.
19, sorry.
$18,999, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's wireless. There's no cords.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh,
cables.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
cool.
done like TV remotes. It's done with UV.
Infrared.
It's infrared. Yeah, sorry.
Jeez.
But
That's technology, though.
the things they've got, those cymbals you were showing me down there, they've got those underneath rubber, and you hit them, and that's like hitting those. They sound like that on an $18,000 drum kit.
Wow.
It sounds awful.
That's
And the
crazy.
drums still feel spongy because they're those
Right.
mesh heads.
Okay.
So the
Zildjian,
response you get from it is not
it's
the
very
same.
soggy.
Right.
Yeah, it's like hitting a piece of Hessian bag that's pulled really tight,
Wow.
and that's the amount of response. You can sink into it, so you can kind of get a feel like an acoustic kit, but you don't get any volume back from it
Yeah,
like
okay.
you do off an acoustic drum.
Yeah.
So there's a different process in how you hit them, and then you've got perfect sounds that you're triggering. You're just hitting a recording of someone that's been in $1 million studio and sampled a drum kit.
Yeah. So you're not getting your own feedback.
Yeah, and the amount of times when I sat in there recording those tracks with Mal, whether it was with us or, you know, for the website tracks or whatever, I was always conscious of when I went in to hear the playback of how I hit the drums and how I got the tom balance and the snare. Am I hitting in the centre or rim shotting? You know, I had to make that sound acoustically so the microphones heard it and it went onto tape or digital. And I was responsible for that. With an electronic drum, you're just hitting a trigger pad that's some $1 million studio's made the sound already, so it's not really your sound, you're just triggering
someone else's sound.
But I also noticed how Mal would, in those sort of cases, when you're actually getting a microphone onto a kit, there's so many different ways you can do it. And Mal spent so much time, and I saw that, in where he would position the mic, and then how many times he would adjust it to be able to get it right.
Yeah, because you said about the pictures we were looking at before, and how Mal mic'd underneath the snare drum. And,
yeah.
You know, he had the insulator over the top of the snare drum mic on the top, so it didn't get bleed from the hi-hat.
Yeah.
You know,
setup.
Yeah, that's the setup there. Yeah. Which, you know, and then there was those 421s are the ones we used in the 80s with the modes.
But he also, I knew he'd put a mic under the snare as well.
Yeah, there's a you can't see it, but there is a microphone under the snare. That's the Ludwig.
So that means there's 2 channels already being used on just one item. And I recall with the bass, he used to have a DI for the bass, so that's digital, but he also had a microphone on the quad, so that he would get that variance between it.
You get a balance between the two. Yeah.
So you can use your pointer there.
You've got a pointer.
Oh,
look at that. Yeah. They're the 421s.
That's the 421s.
I still have those?
I don't know. They got sold.
Yeah. No, I got them.
Oh, you got them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I got them. Yeah,
So it's just
Mal said to me before he passed, he said that you can have the drum kit microphones from the studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think that's the key of that position can be so many.
It took him hours to do.
But that's, and also yourself going back and saying, this is what I hear, this is what I want to hear.
I've got recordings of just me mucking around, sound checking, you know, because I've got different heads there. I've got a brush finish head on the 15, and I've got where the sticks are, there's a clear head on the 14, and there's a clear head on the 12, and there's a brush head on the snare.
So I don't think
so you do have Evans.
I don't think you could redo that
Evans
digitally. That sound digitally is just one sound. I mean, there's probably many calibers that you can change to make it and stuff, but it's still, I don't think you can get it the same.
No, I don't think so. And it's so processed too.
Yes.
I mean, there was compression. I hardly ever used reverb. You didn't really need to.
No.
And we didn't use gates. I mean, gates were a big thing sometimes in the 80s, but we didn't use gates either.
Those Evans skins, are they all right, are they, Evans?
Evans, the difference between, in my experience, Evans Mylar, the plastic, is softer than Remo's. So it's a little bit duller in sound. I've noticed Remo seem to have a bit more attack when they're new.
So with your stick, is that all wood?
Yeah, wood tip. Yeah.
Wood tip. So you don't use.
I used to use nylon tips with the soldiers, but I used that so I could actually hear the cymbal sound through the guitars. But in a controlled environment like a studio, and I like the sound of wooden tips on drums and cymbals because they are a bit warmer. You know.
There's another one.
But that's another whole part of the process.
You got another one?
Gets lost. Yeah, you can see the microphone underneath because there's a microphone stand there. On the snare drum.
Yep.
But all that work and effort, you've got your kit there, which has got a lot of hardware all around it, and then you've got to put in mic stands and leads and everything.
Yeah.
are not supposed to touch anything else.
Yeah, and I don't hit them, you know.
No,
And don't hit them.
Even with the overheads, that overhead boom had a counterweight
yeah.
on the back of it.
Yeah.
See, now that's a thing that doesn't always get picked up. A lot of people think that, yeah, there's enough noise in cymbals without having to do something about it. But when you put an overhead in, you can then capture that crisp sound and the attack.
It adds sparkle to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And the room ambience as well.
Adds to all that.
You know, the drums reverberate naturally. There's tone coming out of it, but there's lots of different tones. And I think that makes a big difference in recording as well.
And then after that, once that's done, you're then putting up all those big barriers and covers.
Well, he did that, and there's a later photo of us when there's more gear in the studio, because here you can notice, you can see the red eye banner behind me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, which is wonderful, I think, to see that.
I'm sorry, John.
And then just before we finished up there, that was all full of guitars. Wasn't
That's
it?
what I mean. There's photos later of the baffles that are up around the kit.
Yeah.
That
That he
take
put
off and
up.
see if I can find it, Bill.
And then that wall behind me is full of guitars. I don't know how many guitars did Mao end up having?
76, I think it was.
There you
Oh
go.
my God.
76
Or
guitars.
more than 76, I
Just
think. Yeah.
this one.
God bless you, Mao.
Yeah.
He did well, didn't he?
He did, and he was so into. You know, Pete's saying he's got all the files and all the guitars that he owned, because he had all the specs, where he bought them from, how much he bought them for, what they were made from. He had pictures of them. It's
No, I
the
can't
attention to
find it.
detail with everything that he did, whether it was musically or, you know, playing games.
Actually, there's one.
Is that the one of us?
But
Guitars
there's cool
and-
guitars behind it, though.
Yeah, there you go.
You can start counting there. But that's just one wall.
Yeah, well,
If
you can
look
see
to the left there,
you
they're
can see
coming
behind
around
me
there
yeah,
as well.
Yeah. And we've got Frank in the corner too. So
We've got my,
Frankie.
that's Godzilla, now used to call the bass rig, the two PBs there.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Godzilla,
then I had all those
That was
bass,
good,
well,
rig.
they aren't all bass guitars, but I had all those guitars there
Yeah.
next to me.
That's the
So
light in it, that orange lead into that little square there.
It was, because
Oh, that's right,
on the
yeah.
top of Peter's bass stack
Yeah.
is where we used to have the camera to
Okay.
film the videos.
Yeah.
Right.
And Mal would have the ladder in front of that wall of guitars, and he'd climb up the ladder and push the button on
Yeah, okay.
the DVD camera to record me doing the clips for the website stuff.
You can sort of see some of the noise suppression boards.
Yeah, you can
around
see the
edge.
panels in front.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
by
sort
that
of
orange
around
cable, there's the
here.
panels that went around the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was amazed at how well that did that
Yeah.
Yeah.
in there.
Well, how many songs have you got on that
Oh, good grief.
USB that we recorded
Mm,
in those sessions?
Yeah,
quite a few.
Yeah, there were.
I don't know. I mean, there's 30, 40 songs.
Yeah, it'd be something like that.
Twen-
yeah.
I think
24
we would have
track?
done all the yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all over we had to, before we pulled the system down,
Yeah.
we extracted, I think it was 99,
Yeah, 99.
24 tracks. And plenty of them were Sudden Comfort.
There's even a Virgin Soldiers picture of it.
And
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
no, that's what I could find.
I forgot all those posters.
So where's yours?
All that
Bill?
stuff.
You've got some stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a great one of Bill.
Yeah, in the little, what's the name?
About 40 different pedals there.
In the
Fantastic.
stick. It's in the stick. So that's sticking to the.
On that
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
I took it out.
Oh, you took it out, yeah. Oh,
I was on that. Is it on there?
No, it's not, no.
Oh, okay.
You can pull that out though and put the stick in.
Well, no, that's what I've got on mine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, we'll leave it out.
No, all right.
That's, isn't there a stick in the back there? Hmm.
Yeah, no, I took mine out.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah, yeah.
remember,
Right,
mine was in the back
yeah,
there.
yeah,
So,
But I-
yes.
yeah. So yeah, here we are, and we've, you know, like, gone through quite a bit of content.
Yeah,
So
so
what we'll do, I'm
as you were
just going
saying,
to put up,
mate.
see if we can get this one.
the difference between then and now.
Do you want to see if this one works?
Yep. Oh, gun shy.
Make sure you're getting some noise in there.
Should be. All good? Should all come through.
Cold winds blowing through my door.
I've got that volume up. That's just right.
I'm just trying to stay
Oh, this has got a video with it. Okay.
stranded here with my heart torn. Some days I feel so alone. Some days I feel gun shy.
Yeah, it's very
Big bad love left me to bleed. Now I miss
And then
just
who's
the
singing on
things
it?
I need.
Dan.
I get frightened by the noise when my heart
They got to the stage. Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, that was early days. This is Peter Donovan and I discs, and turn from that. That's a good
They were
transition.
live
actually.
desks. They were live desks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they working in the studio.
That's what this was recorded on. Listen to now. And there's
Oh, look, there's another kit just like the other one.
Yeah, it's doing.
coppery, black and shiny.
There was my corner.
And yeah, that's Bill's corner. See if he had the baffles over the PV and the box.
Yeah.
Must be.
There's his record.
That's Patsy Disco.
Patsy Disco, it was, yeah. Patsy Disco.
That was a stamping. Judy Morford finished up with that.
Oh, okay.
If you ever want to know what it's like, Judy's got this.
Right,
There's a
that's
connection
right.
to her dad, EMS Records.
I love that backdrop there that he had of the cows.
There's Glenn in the corner there.
Yeah.
That was 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. 15 years ago, exactly.
15 years ago. That's just, wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a huge character.
Yeah. Thanks, Mal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good fun.
Oh, the poppy.
Cool.
Right, there we go.
11th of June. There we go.
11th of June, so good.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks,
Bill.
Thanks. Oh, thanks for coming.
That's all right.
Oh, that's really good. You'll get a copy of this, and we'll do what you want with it. Really.
I'll do some edits, chop it up.
Yeah, chop it up.
Yeah.
Get some good stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't tell too many jokes. I was actually
Well, you got to leave
I
it
was
at
very
that.
good.
You were refraining yourself.
Oh, refrain. Yeah, I slipped a couple of times, but anyway, that's
In the
all right,
refrain.
That's it. But no, so all right. Well, I'll switch the off button in a minute, and but again, once again, thanks guys for being part of this, and because you are part of this, and
Don't, Peter.
Sorry guys, I'll just put up a picture that just quickly put it up and put it down.
part and parcel. What's
This
that?
is Chopper.
What is this? What is that?
Okay. Now,
Sorry, we had a few teething problems.
We did.
I'm sorry. I think Mal's just churning at the moment. What the?
Yeah.
Why did you? That's the last thing we've got in this.
All right.
Oh no. Well then, what we'll do
You
then?
have to finish on
Uh,
a
finish off on
good note.
Finish
finish
off
off
with
on a good
something.
note.
There you go. Look at that. That's politically correct for the time.
There it is. There it is. Life and times of Grizzly now. Yeah, but
I like old Gavin in the background and Richard.
they looking pretty.
That class of 1974.
Dear. All right then. Okay. So that's bye from me,
And
Cheers,
bye from
Mal.
me.
and we'll
Cheers, Mal.
see you later.
Yeah.
And happy birthday, Mel.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mel.